I want to play a clip from the last episode. This is me talking about the Cincinnati Bengals first-round pick. I'm going to be really, really harsh on this one. The Cincinnati Bengals did not draft an offensive tackle, an offensive lineman. They drafted wide receiver Jamar Chase from LSU. And Jamar Chase, another guy. Like, it's weird to knock this pick because he's incredibly talented. Like, he's a great football player. He played with Joe Burrow at LSU. Like, he's gonna be awesome. Like, frankly, like watching, it's gonna be a high-powered, exciting offense in Cincinnati. Here's the problem: your starting quarterback Joe Burrow got hurt last year with a season-ending injury. Got hit a ton. You need to get him help on the offensive line. I just don't understand. Like, yeah, wide receiver, they're great, but if Joe Burrow's on his back, it doesn't matter how many great wide receivers you have. So this is the pick I hated the most in the draft. I could not believe that the Cincinnati Bengals did not draft an offensive tackle. They should have picked Penei Sewell out of Oregon. Literally, it's very possible he's a Hall of Fame left tackle. And I just, what about the offensive line? I could not believe that the Bengals did not draft Penei Sewell, the offensive tackle out of Oregon. I hated this move. Which is weird to say again. They got a great player, but they got a player who doesn't protect the quarterback. So I just think it's a weird move that I really didn't like. So as I listen back to that clip, I'm very well aware I'm going to get a lot of hate and a lot of anger from Cincinnati Bengals fans. And I got to say, Jamar Chase is going to make a ton of plays in Cincinnati. Like, he's a stud. He's a great player. And watching Jamar Chase paired up with T. Higgins, it's going to be fun. Like, I have no doubt Jamar Chase is going to score touchdowns, make a lot of big plays. He's going to be a blast to watch in Cincinnati. This will not be an awful pick like when the Bengals drafted John Ross, number 9 overall in the draft a couple years ago, and he was like a total bust. This is not that kind of pick. This is a good player who I feel good about. But I still don't like the pick. As I reflect on the pick and really have time to sit and think about it, my fear is that in 2021, Joe Burrow is going to get hit a ton again and get hurt again and have another season-ending injury. And I cannot say this enough. You have to protect your young quarterback. It's very important to get your young quarterback protection, especially Joe Burrow, guy who got hurt last year. Get the guy some protection. My fear is that like week 7, Joe Burrow is going to get hurt again. Now, I want to play the devil's advocate to be very fair to Cincinnati. They drafted a tackle in the 2nd round. They drafted a tackle in the 4th round. They drafted a center in the 6th round. Like, they drafted offensive linemen. 3 of the 10 draft picks for the Cincinnati Bengals were offensive linemen. But my fear is we're going to look back on this pick. We're going to say, man, in 2021, the Bengals drafted Jamar Chase rather than tackle Penei Sewell. Offensive line. You put whatever you want on the offensive line. Penei Sewell. My fear is that Joe Burrow gets hurt, has another season-ending injury. Penei Sewell becomes a Hall of Fame left tackle. And we're going to look back on this 2021 draft pick by the Cincinnati Bengals and say, man, Jamar Chase was really good, but passing on Penei Sewell was a terrible, terrible mistake. That's my fear for the Cincinnati Bengals. We'll see if I'm right. Like, I'll revisit this. We'll see in like 3 years who was right. And I'm not saying Jamar Chase is a bad pick because he's a great player, but I would have picked Penei Sewell. And I'm really curious to follow the storyline as it develops over this season and over the next couple of years.